When it comes to green hydrogen, efficiency wins. That's said by Hysata. They are the startup company of the year in Australia, and they are also supported by the Australian government. They build electrolysers. Electrolysers are needed to produce green hydrogen. And that's exactly the bottleneck, because they consume a lot of energy. And now I meet the CEO of Hysata, Paul. We are in the middle of this big new thing. Tell me more about it, please.
Yeah, so welcome. You're standing in Hysata's first manufacturing facility. This is 8,500 square meters under roof that we're planning to build our first manufacturing line. And this manufacturing line will enable us to rapidly manufacture electrolysers.
And now I meet the Vice President of Engineering at Hysata, Scott. Looks like a brand new building here. What's it about? I'm curious.
Well, it's brand new to us. It's our new facility. We've just moved in and we're currently in the process of fitting it out, simultaneously developing the product and developing all the cells and doing everything in parallel so that we can get to market as quickly as possible. The overall system maintains over 95% efficiency.
So 95% energy coming in and over 95% coming out at the other end then?
Yes, you get the equivalent in hydrogen that you can use to burn or create other chemicals with. It's a carbon-free fuel.
Where will hydrogen be used? What are the main sectors?
So on the pathway to net zero, we've got to electrify everything we can. Passenger cars, heat pumps in the home, solar, batteries, wind have got to be the major backbone of decarbonization. But once you've done that, you leave behind about 20% of the world's emissions in those so-called hard to abate sectors. And this is where hydrogen's ideally placed.
What are the main challenges developing an electrolyzer?
So I think the main challenge was coming up initially with this very highly efficient design. And that was done for us by our partners out at the University of Wollongong, and our CTO is a faculty member there.
You bring the development from the university to the production. Isn't that very easy?
No engineering problem is easy, but it's methodical. And if it's methodical, you can work through the details. I grew up in the 70s, a lot of early recycling. You know, we used to separate everything as a kid, all the bottles, all the cans, newspapers. We would take them down to the local recycling center. It was in the way my mom raised us, and I've always wanted to be able to give back to the world, and this is a perfect way to do that.
Unbelievable, we are 100 meters close to your office. But that's not the only motivation you have. What's your private purpose?
I come to work every day with a smile on my face, and being so close to nature, I think really motivates me and our team to continue our great work and enable the deep decarbonization of those hard to abate sectors. Chemical manufacture, steel manufacture, high grade industrial heat, heavy transportation. There's probably a few edge cases around domestic transportation, domestic heating, but really electrification is the best tool to decarbonize those sectors. And we're focusing Hysata on those hard to abate industrial uses.
So we still drive electric vehicles in 2050?
I drive an electric vehicle today, and we're still going to be driving electric vehicles in 2050. But hydrogen is going to be the backbone to make the steel in that electric vehicle carbon-free. It's going to be the backbone to make the chemicals or the fertilizer we use to make food carbon-free. That's where really hydrogen is the ideal energy vector.
So you use the electrolysers in Australia, but as well you want to export it?
Yeah, we want to export.
Yeah.
These are machines that you could export, like a wind turbine or batteries or solar panels. So we'll be manufacturing and exporting to the world.
So there's a high demand, I assume?
Huge, actually off the charts demand. We've about 50 gigawatts in our pipeline, and we've about over 10 gigawatts of signed conditional orders.
What's the size of an usual electrolyzer?
So our 5 megawatt unit is about the size of a 20-foot shipping container. And we're designing it to be like Lego blocks, click together really easily in the field. So to really make it easy to deploy in the field and help get our customers up to speed really quickly.
That will mean your 5 megawatt electrolysers can be combined to a gigawatt station.
Think of it like as a building block, right? Yeah. So we'll be building gigawatt scale systems from these 5 megawatt building blocks.
But assume you will stay here forever in Australia.
Well, what a wonderful place! What a wonderful place to have a headquarters. Just a wonderful part of the world.